Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show this Sunday. And well, in this particular Cricket Happening Show we are going to look at New Zealand, who have been really fighting through Brendan Mcullum, the New Zealand captain, who went on to score a painstaking century, I would say, but definitely played excellently well. And what he has done is he has ensured that India will be batting again in this second test match. But definitely India are in with a definite chance, because New Zealand, but they were 94 for 5 yesterday. Indian bowlers had done a good job, especially Zahir Khan, giving them the breakthrough, and 5 wickets were down for 94. But again, this is a huge partnership as far as New Zealand are concerned, with Brendan Mcullum not out on 114 at close of play, and BJ Watling giving him admirable company, not out on 52. Playing a great hand, I would say, because Brendan Mcullum and BJ Watling has been a pretty dedicated approach as far as this innings is concerned. And you can just imagine the score has actually gone on to 252, and that is a 6-run lead for New Zealand. Now, the other thing is that it's a 158-run partnership currently, which is going absolutely strong. And as I said, India couldn't actually, after having the initiative by picking up half the New Zealand wickets for 94 runs, they really couldn't apply the one that was needed. Well, as I said, it was a painstaking century from Brendan Mcullum, and a wonderful one at that. Well, I will be talking about that. So we will have a look at the third day's play, where New Zealand are really fighting to make as many runs as possible to make to have India probably chasing a target. Well, from the other thing that I would like to talk about is that tomorrow the one-day international series between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka is going to start. As you know, the T20 matches were pretty exciting, going on to the wire. It was the last ball finish, and now we are heading on to the one-day international series, and the first of the one-day international matches starting tomorrow. But let me start off with this match between New Zealand and India in the second test match, where on day 3 it all started with New Zealand resuming their innings on 24 for 1. Zahir Khan, for the first time in the series, was really bowling like the Zahir Khan that we know about, moving the ball both ways and getting the batsman to really feel for the ball. So it all resumed with Kane Williamson and Hamish Rutherford at the crease. Now Ishan Sharma was bowling in tandem with Zahir Khan early in the morning, and then Zahir Khan was the one who gave the breakthrough, and what an important wicket to get. Kane Williamson, who has been proving a nemesis as far as India is concerned, was consumed by Zahir Khan, as Kane Williamson got a ball which only moved in a shade. In fact, it was Williamson it was a beautiful delivery. The ball pitched in and just moved in a shade to actually take the edge of Kane Williamson's bat, and Dhoni behind the stumps did the rest. So Williamson was gone, caught Dhoni, bowled Zahir Khan for 7, and that was a big blow for New Zealand as far as after trailing by a huge margin, and they were 27 for 2. Now Zahir Khan, after getting that wicket, Hamish Rutherford, Hamish Rutherford, what he was doing was not, I wouldn't say it was a pretty convincing innings from Rutherford, but nevertheless we definitely saw Hamish Rutherford show his aggressive instincts by slamming a few balls outside the off stump for boundaries. He was cover driving superbly, and he played some very good strokes. So he was joined in by Tom Latham, who unfortunately on his debut innings he failed. He was out for a blob, as you know, and both of them, Rutherford and Latham, Tom Latham, started trying to push the score along. Well, they did it as far as the score was 52 was concerned, when Hamish Rutherford, this time once again Zahir Khan was bowling a testing line to Hamish Rutherford by testing him outside the off stump, and Hamish Rutherford was gone, as Hamish Rutherford actually got an edge onto a ball from Zahir Khan, and he was gone, caught by Dhoni with a beautiful ball which bounced a bit, and Hamish Rutherford was consumed behind the stumps by Dhoni of the bowling of Zahir Khan once again for 35 with 6 fours, but the good thing about Rutherford was that at least he got some runs under his belt. So 52 for 3, which was definitely not enough as far as the context of the game was concerned. After that, Tom Latham, who, as I said, failed in the debut innings, definitely showed some real good stroke making, covered row very well, and he was also defending very well. And he was joined in by Brendan Mcullum, the New Zealand captain. Brendan Mcullum, what one saw was that as soon as he came in, he probably initially the body language that Brendan Mcullum showed while batting was that he wanted to take the attack to the bowlers, but the Indian bowling was very sharp at that particular stage, of bowling good full-length deliveries. It was not easy to really deal with. Tom Latham continued this partnership from 52 for 3. There were more trouble for New Zealand as Tom Latham, after contributing 29 runs, was a victim of the bowling of in fact Tom Latham was the victim of Mohammad Shami. Mohammad Shami actually got Tom Latham edging on to a ball behind the stumps, and Dhoni behind the stumps took the catch, and Tom Latham was walking after making 29 with 3 fours, and 87 for 4 was the New Zealand score. After that, Corey Anderson came in and joined Brendan Mcullum, and probably one was thinking that there is going to be some counter punching there with Corey Anderson coming to the crease. Now Corey Anderson unfortunately couldn't last long, as Corey Anderson was Corey Anderson was, in fact, he actually tried to flick a delivery from Ravindra Jadeja's innocuous delivery, but in the end he only ended up spooning the ball in the air, and Ravindra Jadeja had the easiest of catches, and Corey Anderson was sent packing to the pavilion, caught and bowled Jadeja for 2, and half the New Zealand team were in the pavilion with the score rating 94 for 5. Now this was the time, now the resurrection was needed. Now Brian Watling, who has not had much runs against India, walked in to join Brendan Mcullum. Now Brendan Mcullum, in fact, now we will talk about Brendan Mcullum. Now this particular, once it was 94 for 5, we saw that was a definite change of approach as far as the New Zealand captain Brendan Mcullum was concerned. In fact, he was taking a lot of painkillers and pills, and that was what was really amazing. I mean, Brendan Mcullum, curbing his aggressive instincts, decided to stay put at the crease. Brian Watling was an able partner for Brendan Mcullum, as they definitely Brian Watling played with a very mature head. In fact, he was defending very well outside the off stump. He was not attempting any rash strokes, and he was waiting for the loose ball to hit. And this partnership really frustrated the Indians. From 94 for 5, there was absolutely no reward for India. But let me tell you, Brendan Mcullum was really Brendan Mcullum should have been taken by Virat Kohli. In fact, Mahendra Singh Dhoni had a, I think it was, if I'm not wrong, it was a short mid-on, a short mid-off. It was a short mid-on in place for Brendan Mcullum, and Brendan Mcullum drove the ball, and can you imagine, Mohammad Shami was the bowler, and Virat Kohli stuck his hand and he dropped the catch. And after that, Brendan Mcullum gave one more opportunity, that was to Ishan Sharma of his own bowling, and Ishan Sharma couldn't grab that as well. And but the Virat Kohli's catch should have been grabbed, but unfortunately that was not the case, and Brendan Mcullum definitely benefited from 2 lapses at 9 and 36 and went on to score a century. And not only that, as I said, this was a very good hand from Brendan Mcullum, because he also played some beautiful strokes. As you know, Brendan Mcullum packs a lot of punch when he plays his strokes, and that was what he was precisely doing. He was pulling well, he was cutting well, he was driving superbly, and the Indian bowlers were really left to wonder as to how to bowl to Mcullum, because Mcullum was showing some, as I said, he curbed his aggressive instincts and played in the right way, playing orthodox strokes. Brian Watling also has to be commended for this particular partnership, and the Indian bowlers had to toil real hard without absolutely no reward. And for New Zealand, that was a very important partnership, which is still going strong. In fact, not only that, Brendan Mcullum, when the second new ball was taken, Brendan Mcullum decided to slowly change the approach, and he decided that Brendan Mcullum also had a word with Brian Watling, and both of them decided to really attack the new ball The second new ball was the best bet for India to actually see to it that they could get this New Zealand, get some wickets and probably put the pressure on New Zealand. But unfortunately that was not the case. In fact, Brendan Mcullum had a different approach as to what he was doing, and he started attacking the bowlers by hitting them for fours. Not only that, he also, even though he was beaten by a delivery from Ishan Sharma, the previous delivery, well, Brendan Mcullum didn't show any signs of anxiety, as he really slammed Ishan Sharma for a six with absolute power. And what a way to bring up a century. Brendan Mcullum did that in the first test too, and here in the second test too. He went on to a century by slamming Ishan Sharma for a big six. And Brendan Mcullum at the end, at stumps was unbeaten on 114 with 14 fours and 1 6. BJ Watling played a wonderful hand there, and he was unconquered on 52 with 4 boundaries. And New Zealand, thanks to this partnership, which is still going strong with a 158 runs added for the 6th wicket, and which stood at 252 for 5. So that essentially meant that India would be batting again in this test match, and they are 6 runs ahead. But for India, the good thing is that in the morning they will still have an opportunity to bowl, and for India it is very important that they nip up the wickets pretty quickly, because that if they could break this particular partnership, that would be the key, because I wouldn't say they are really going to the tail, because Jimmy Neesham is also a very, very good player, even though he's making his test debut. You saw that he played well in the first innings. And then they have still some batting to come. Tim Southee and Neil Wagner have definitely showed that they can bat as well. Trent Boult also, I think New Zealand bat all the way down to the tail, and which is good. And so it's not going to be easy, but well, for India the key would be, if at all they don't want to chase a big target, they definitely have to nip in the wicket of either Brendan Mcullum or Watling pretty quickly early on the morrow, and really pile on the pressure on New Zealand, because they are just 6 runs ahead. But India definitely in with a chance, no doubt about that. And as far as the bowling was concerned, Zahir Khan was absolutely superb. As I said, we really saw glimpses of the old Zahir Khan's bowling with 25 overs, 8 maidens, 60 runs and 3 wickets. He was the one who actually took the first 3 wickets, as you know. The early first he took Fulton on the previous day, and then he went on to dismiss Rutherford and Williamson pretty quickly. Mohammad Shami also bowled excellently, I thought. 25 overs, 4 maidens, 72 runs on 1 wicket. Jadeja 26 overs, 6 maidens, 1 for 49, getting that wicket of Corey Anderson. And Ishan Sharma a bit costly, 23 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 63. And as I said, the best bet for India as far as the 4th day is concerned, time is not a problem at all. We have 2 full days to go, and the 4th day, as I said, the key would be that India has to pick up quick wickets. As far as New Zealand are concerned, they would definitely love to get this partnership moving and collecting as many runs as possible, and then probably even if they give a target of probably 150 to 200 to India, it is not going to be easy, according to me, because when chasing, and India will be definitely under pressure, because they're desperate to win this test match, to go and actually square the series, if at all they do it. As you know, this is a 2-test series which is right now played at the Basin Reserve in Wellington. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I think it is going to be an interesting session. For me, the morning session is going to be pretty interesting. It's a very interesting session which is coming up at the Basin Reserve in Wellington on the 4th day, where India have to pick up the wickets for New Zealand. Brendan Mcullum and Brian Watling has to take this open this particular partnership, probably to maybe add one more, maybe add another 100 runs. So it will be a real battle between bat and ball when the play starts here at the Basin Reserve in Wellington on the 4th day of the 2nd test match between India and New Zealand. Well, from here, let me do a brief preview of the one-day international series which is coming up between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. This is a three-match one-day international series which is coming up, and the first game is going to be played between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka at the capital of Bangladesh, Dhaka, and that is going to be on 17th of February. Now, as far as one day is concerned, this is going to be a different ball game altogether compared to the T20, where the match went on to the last ball and Sri Lanka won the series 2-0. As far as Bangladesh is concerned, Tamim Iqbal and Shamsur Rahman will be opening the innings. Well, Tamim Iqbal has to get some runs under his belt, so he would be longing to have a go at the Sri Lankan bowlers. And then Anamul Haq. Now Mominul Haq, according to me, is a real, because what we saw in the test match was there was that Mominul Haq was ready to attack the bowling of the Sri Lankans, and I would definitely love to see Mominul Haq into the scheme of things as far as the Bangladeshi team is concerned. Whether they would be, now Anamul Haq has also done, so that is going to be a real question mark. I mean, for Bangladesh selectors, it could be a headache, because they would love to have Anamul Haq and Mominul Haq in the team, but they can't be doing both. But how they are going to really maneuver that, I wouldn't know. But for me, Mominul Haq should be a certainty. Mushfiqur Rahim, the captain, would be leading the team. Naeem Islam is coming on some good domestic performances here in Bangladesh. Shakib Al Hasan, we all know what an experienced bloke he is, and he's a contributor in all departments of the game. And Nasir Hussain, another great talent from Bangladesh, who is also pretty much suited as far as one-day cricket is concerned. They have some good all-rounders in the form of Sohag Ghazi, who's already proved himself a lot. Moshraf Murtaza is also looking good now. And then Arafat Sunny is getting an opportunity here. Now Arafat Sunny, as you know, he made his debut in the T20s. He bowled excellently, I thought, and he has got the nod for the one-day internationals as well. And Rubal Hussain. As far as Sri Lanka are concerned, we should be seeing probably Ashan Priyanjan. I would be definitely loving to see Ashan Priyanjan in action, because he was the one who did marvelously well against Pakistan. I thought he has some great array of strokes. He definitely looks to be a great talent for Sri Lanka. And so the Dasher Basher Kushal Pereira will be opening with Tilkutne Dilshan, and they would definitely love to have an electric start as far as the Sri Lankan innings are concerned. Kumar Sangakkara and then Dinesh Chandimal, the T20 captain. Kumar Sangakkara and Dinesh Chandimal has to get some runs under his belt for sure. Kumar Sangakkara, as always, a great contributor to Sri Lankan cricket. Angelo Matthews, the captain, who himself has been pretty consistent throughout the series. And then we come on to the great pinch hitters and all-rounders in the form of Tisra Pereira, Nuwan Kulushekara, and even Sachitra Senanaike also can bat pretty well. Bangladesh will definitely be dealing with the concocting deliveries of Lasith Malinga, the prime bowler for Sri Lanka, and Ajunta Mendes, the spinner. So all in all, it looks to be, and the news that's coming from the curator Gamini De Silva was previously, I'm sure he's a curator. In fact, he's a Sri Lankan, Gamini De Silva. Remember that he definitely played in the for Sri Lanka in test matches, as I remember during my school days. So Gamini De Silva is the curator of this particular match, and he definitely said that the pitch is going to be slow and low. So it's going to be, and there's also some rain forecast. So we should be having a very good, one hopes that we have a very good start to this one-day international series, which is coming up between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka tomorrow in the capital of Bangladesh, Dhaka. Well, dear fans and subscribers, the other news, one news before I go, keeping it in New Zealand. As you know, we are coming to the T20 World Cup. New Zealand, they have decided to drop Jesse Ryder because of his all his escapades that he's been having. It's pretty sad, because Jesse Ryder, I thought, he's such a wonderful player, and it's very sad that Jesse Ryder is among all controversies, because I thought Jesse Ryder could have played a great role in the T20 World Cup. So his place has been taken by Kane Williamson, and Anton Davisic is also on the team. So they have announced their team, as you know. And for Pakistan, the T20 World Cup, Mohammad Irfan, once again, his injury has not healed, and he has to really wait for his opportunity to come back. So he's going to miss the T20 World Cup and the Asia Cup, which is again sad. The other cricket news, the other thing is that Shoaib Malik and the wicketkeeper Kamran Akmal are making their comebacks into the Pakistan squad for the T20 World Cup. Well, dear fans and subscribers, this is, I think, that brings an end to my cricket happenings show on this Sunday. and your host Ram will be again meeting you tomorrow on Monday on the Cricket Appling Show, talking to you on this interesting 4 days play which is coming up between India and New Zealand, and also I'll be giving you a report on the first one-day international between Bangladesh and New Zealand. Till then, it's goodbye from your host Ram Studios. Thank you.